1, 2, 3, come on!
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's video, I'd like to show you how I made my semi-realistic artwork of Bolin from Avatar Legend of Korra. So I started with sketching and I did some tracing on his face so that I'll be able to get his facial features correctly, but the thing is I did not trace the face exactly as how it looks like, since there are some features that I have to change, such as the eyes. I have to make it a little bit smaller since he has big eyes for cartoons, but we are about to make him look more like a human, so some reduction on the eye shape. Also, I made his nose a little bit longer than before because his nose is too short on the cartoon. So those are some of the adjustments that I did on his face. As you can see here and there and somewhere on the screen, sometimes there are photos that are popping up. Well, they are there on purpose. I use them for referencing, such as this one. This portrait photo, I use it to determine how I will make the shading and the correct lighting on the face. Well, for this project, I thought of drawing Bolin because this Avatar series is one of my favorite cartoons, and Bolin is one of my favorite cartoon character on the series because he's funny and he's an earthbender. Earthbending is one of my most favorite element on the Avatar series. And before Avatar Legend of Korra, there is Avatar The Last Airbender, and I've seen how good Toph is. Toph? Well, Toph is a blind earthbender, but he is a master of earthbending and invented the so-called metal bending. So okay, let's get back to these artwork. Yeah, so currently you can see that I am sketching the body. So what I did on the reference is that I did break down the body shapes, draw some lines, and then try to recreate it on my character. Bolin has a nice buff body because, yeah, I don't know. Well, I think most of earthbenders has that quality, since earth is some kind of a representation of toughness, hard as a rock. I usually end up with sketching too messy, and then if ever I really wanted to make it a little more cleaner than my first sketch, then I just do add a new layer and then try to resketch everything. So you just have to redo it if you want it cleaner and cleaner. So then proceed with putting some base color and then shading them with the color palette that you can see up there. By the way, that color palette I actually just did color pick them from a real photo, from a real human photo reference, which I grabbed from Google. Then I did color pick the reference photo and then created the palette. Alright, now back to the drawing. Can you see that struggle that I am having with the hands? Well, I think most of us have that kind of struggle. Artist struggle. Hands are one of the most difficult parts to memorize in drawing. Well, as for my personal experience, I've been drawing a lot, but before I did give up with drawing hands, I do sometimes just hide them. The difficulty with the hands is that you don't know how thick they should look like, how long they should look like, how small they should be. So it's really hard. And also the leveling, because there are lots of some joints there. They create different shapes. Unlike other parts of the body, your hands can do a little, no, I mean, your hands can do a lot of shapes when compared to the rest of the body, since it has fingers that can move around. It's kind of scary. Imagine your hands moving around, going anywhere else. Oh, that's just a joke. Alright, let's proceed to the clothes. I'm not really going to leave him naked for the public to see. Maybe just his upper body, and I'll be putting some clothes on him by making new layer. Alright. The costume that I'm making him wear is one of his roles there in Avatar Legend of Korra. He's an earthbender, but he's wearing blue because he's acting. He's a celebrity on the series. So that is one of his roles on the movie that he's acting on. His role there was a waterbender, but he's an earthbender. Why didn't they think of just getting a waterbender actor instead? And what's weird also here is that he was supposed to be all covered up because he's on an Arctic area. So why is he showing a lot of skin? He might die. He might die because of cold weather. I just really can't imagine myself wearing that kind of thing on an Arctic area. So I tried not to forget about the details of his clothing, such as of course the fur should never be forgotten, but the fur on the shorts also should not be forgotten. We also have the rope, the armband, and the necklace. So I did try my best to render the clothes and everything, the fur. Well, I hope it did pay off and it looks good for other people to see. I am using soft pastel and just making some random strokes on the fur. For the skin and for the clothes and for the shadows, shading, I am using the airbrush. So I don't really go much around on using a lot of brushes, just airbrush, airbrush for shades and shadows and also the highlight. For some details, I'd like to use soft pastel. Also, I use them for the hair. And then for the fur, I use soft pastel. And for some solid color, if you're making the base, because it's all about the base. Yeah, for the base colors, I use dip pen. That's the brush that I use. Now we proceed to the necklace. Well, that's just a little detail, but you should never miss on them. So when I was looking at his accessory, the necklace, I have observed that they are composed of maybe 4 kinds of materials. Well, first is the cloth, which attaches everything. Next is the teeth. I think that's a teeth, that's not a horn. But yeah, it can still be considered as a bone. So that's the second one. And the wood at the center. And then the silver. Alright, so once they are done, you should not forget about the shadows. Since you have already layered some materials on them, you have layered them some clothes, do not forget about the shadow. There are parts that will not be reached by the light since it is covered by the clothes. And the fur, yeah. Then after that, we go proceed with the background. For the background, I am not really good at making backgrounds. It's not my specialty. I'm not really even good with drawing humans yet. Just a little bit of some knowledge of doing them with the help of references. So I'm not really good at background. So I did try to make secondary lighting and just a blurry, foggy background, but it didn't work. Also, I tried making some water splashes and it's not working as well. So in the end, I just tried to make some icy background since he's on an Arctic place. And then yeah, that's it in the snow. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you like it, and if you like it, please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification down below. See you guys on my next video. Bye.